Good morning. So I'm gonna do my makeup while I've got something to share. So I've done my skincare already, cleansed in the shower, got out. I've used my vitamin C serum after the toner. I've used this gorgeous serum, eye cream and moisturizer. So starting off with primer. So what I wanted to share was about visions. So years and years ago, I'd never heard of vision boards and like putting out there what the things are that you want. But since I've learned that basically everything is energy, you can essentially order what it is that you want. First, we need to decide what it is, be very crystal clear on what it is that you want. And then, veil by the way, and then this has got SPF in it. So even though we're in the UK and it's not the brightest, you still need some of your SPF on it as well. And this just acts wonderfully underneath your foundation too. So decide what it is that you want, and then you're going to work towards that happening. So in Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Equation, where he talks about his own personal experience with achieving miracles. And when I say miracles, I'm talking about things that anybody can achieve. So for him, it was business success. And he talks about other people that have achieved miracles. So basically having success in their business. He says anybody can do it. It just comes down to two things. Number one is you have to have faith. You have to have unwavering faith that doesn't dip. And number two, you have to put in extraordinary effort for a temporary period of time. So like, for example, a 60-day stint of unwavering faith, absorbing yourself in personal growth, constantly looking at your vision boards and putting in an extraordinary amount of effort for that 60-day period. So go backwards a bit. So this time last year, we had just got back from our UK conference, which was in Liverpool. So they do it once a year. And I think I'd just come back from Liverpool and I'd had the best time. I'd loved it. And I decided at that point, so my baby at that point was about 8 months old, our youngest, and then our toddler just turned 2. And then I had my teenage girls as well. And because the baby was still fully breastfed, not her and the toddler weren't sleeping through the night, I had dipped in the amount of effort I'd put into my personal business. I'd never shut up shop. I never closed the shop. The shop was still open, but I definitely wasn't putting in any more than probably 10 to 20% of effort. I was responding back to clients, people that were asking me questions, and I get a lot of referrals. So when friends were saying, I've spoke to my friend Sue about what you do, can you speak to Sue? Absolutely. So I wasn't not doing those things. I was still doing those things. I was still doing training for my team, training calls. So all those, the bare bones, let's just say. So, if you have a child, there's the bare bones essentials that you have to do for them. Otherwise social services will come around and take them off you. So you have your bare bones. Now, if you know a parent, even a dog parent, a cat parent, an animal parent, you've got those bare bones essentials that you have to do. Now, we all know somebody that's got a pet or a child and all they do is the bare minimum. And we all know them, don't we? And that, try not to pass any judgment, but that's their choice. And then we all know somebody that's got children or an animal and they absolutely put in extraordinary effort. And we look at them and we're inspired and we're like, oh, if I could be a bit more like that. Like, I do it all the time. I absolutely love my 4 kids to death and I really make a lot of effort. But I have friends that take it up another notch and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to be more like that. And it just absolutely inspires me. And I would look at that and say they're giving it 100%. So this time last year, I was not giving my business 100%. I was using the excuse of, I'm fully breastfeeding. I've got an 8-month-old. She's still up in the night. I've got a newly 2-year-old. She just turned 2 like a couple of weeks ago and I'm exhausted. I've got my teenage girls and I was still in that first year postpartum. When most people have like a year off work post having a baby, I was still in that brain fog, like, oh my gosh. Anyway, I decided that the following year I was going to put in more effort. I wanted to put in 100% of effort, but I felt like that was too big of a jump from 10% to 100% straight away. So I was like, I'll build up to it. I'll build up. So I made a list of all the things that I needed to do to build up to 100%. And I was like, I'll do one at a time until next year I'm doing all these things, and those things that are now 100% of effort are now my new bare bones. So the first thing that I did was I looked at the conference, which we've just had this weekend, which back a year ago was a year in front. So I was like, next year at the conference in September 2025, I'm going to have a look what they're recognising people for, and I'm going to work towards those things. So I went onto our company website and they had about, 10 different awards. and I printed off the ones that I felt resonated with me the most. So it was earn the incentive trip, which is to Dubai, and I wanted to earn the top level, which is level 3. So I wrote that down. I was like, top level, level 3. I wanted to earn the award for helping the most customers start their business. I wanted to earn the award for helping the most team members start their business and get them started. And I wanted to earn the leadership award, which is the award for helping the most people in your team succeed and promote. So those were the things that I was like, right. And I did also put another one down as well. I actually put a new MVP. I did not achieve that. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I did put that down. So I put all these goals down. I was like, these are the things that I really want to go for. And I stuck it up on my office, so where my desk is. And I had it up there so that every single day I saw it. Not only that, but every month I made a note on here, and I'll show you in a second, of I tracked where I was each month. So let's just say, for example, the leadership award. This is helping people promote. So in September, I'm going to show you, it was 0, no promotions. Okay, that's fine because I've gone from 10% now to 20% of effort. October, no promotions. November, no promotions. But I was gearing up. I was putting in the extraordinary amount of effort. I was on the unwavering faith. I was like, it's coming. Like, we're building. And then in December, 4 promotions. Direct promotions. And then we carried on. There was a couple of other months where they were 0s, but we were in momentum. And that's the same for tracking on all of it. So I didn't know what position I'd come in for these awards. I didn't know if I was 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 70th, not in the category at all. I had no idea. So when we got to the conference, one of the girls from head office said, oh, after lunch, you're going to be walking the stage because you've earned Dubai, which I knew about because all of the Dubai achievers were walking the stage. I think there was about 30 of us, so I did know that. And she said, when you get down off the stage, I want you to come back because you're up for another award. Oh, bye, darling. Have a good day. And I was like, okay. But I didn't know what it was. So I got off the stage and I walked back round, and I was put there was 3 of us, and I was put in the line first, which means that you are 3rd. So when they called it out on stage, they were like, in 3rd place, it's Danny Wells. And it was for helping people promote. I couldn't believe, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the top 3. Oh my gosh. And then we had Emma Bundy, who was in 2nd place, and Nina Alexander, who was in 1st place, which is just amazing. So then that was that. Then the girl from head office came up to me. She goes, oh, just so you know, I want you to come back tonight because there's another award. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I came back that night for our evening celebrations. The party was amazing, by the way. That's why I've still got a sore throat because I was just shouting and cheering the whole time. And I went up for this award, and she put me at the end of the line, and I was thinking, what's this for? And there was 5 of us, and she said, oh, it's the top 5 for enrolling customers. And I was 1st place. Honestly, I couldn't believe it, which is weird to say I can't believe it when I've actually been manifesting it for a whole year and putting in extraordinary effort for a whole year and living on unwavering faith. But I was like, what? There's like a video of me, and they say 1st place Danny Wells in the top 5, and I'm just so grateful, so grateful. And then she said, when you get off the stage, I want you to come back. I was like, okay. So I came back, and then she put us into position again, and this time I was 4th in the top 5, and this one was for consistency. So consistency in the last year, and I was 2nd place. Jay Brimfield was 1st. Well done to her because she is incredibly consistent. So I was just like, what is mad? And then the girl from head office said, and when you get off stage, I want you to come back. So I came back, and then she put me in last place. So in 5th, we had the top 5 for helping consultants. And so then she was like, in 1st place, Danny Wells. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was just unbelievable. So in the end, I had 5 awards. Let me show you what I got. I got these gorgeous gifts, gorgeous gifts. I got so many gorgeous gifts. Like, if you're somebody that likes jewellery, do Arbonne because you're inundated with it, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I just want to say, first of all, if you don't do Arbonne, you've got to do it, because the amount of like love it gives you, I just don't know any other work that somebody can do and you just get to like walk the stage, your name's up, there's like fireworks, there's lights everywhere, it's like cameras flashing, everyone's cheering, like the crowd's gone wild. Like, where else do you get that? It's just the best feeling ever. It's amazing. Everyone's so supportive to each other. Like, there's no dog eat dog. Everyone's really nice. So first of all, you don't do arbonne. You gotta do it. You gotta do it, and you've got to do it with me, because I've won the first place for helping people promote. And no, I didn't win. I was not first place for that. My mistake. Was third for that. Join Nina. No, I'm joking. So I was third for that, and then I was first place for sponsoring consultants. So you've got to do it. You've got to do it. If you already do arbonne, my next thing is you've got to print this off for next year. Print off for next year. There'll be about, 20 different awards. Print off the ones that you're like, I'm going to go for that. Put it up where you're going to see it every day, and declare to yourself, I'm going to do these two things. I'm going to have unwavering faith, and I'm going to put in a temporary period of exceptional effort. Because why not? Why not just put that extra effort in and just absolutely go for it and build this business, built for all the awards next year, and just have this built for you. And, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for whoever you're going to will your business to in your absence. So for me, my business is willed to my husband, but in his absence, it's willed to our daughters. So when I build it in my business, and sometimes I'm tired and I'm like, I really can't be bothered to do whatever it is that I need to do, I'm like, shut up. You're building this for your kids. You're building this to leave them in their inheritance. So just think about it that way. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for the people you're going to leave and will your business to. Because we went to Vegas earlier on in the year at the Global Training Conference, and there was a guy up on stage called Chris Buchanan. I think he must have been about 70, maybe 60. And he said, when my mum started this business, he was a child, and he said she built this knowing it was going to be left for me. And she did actually pass away, because she did have an illness, so she knew she was going to pass away. And she built this business despite being on death's door, knowing she was going to pass away. But she was like, I'm building this. She was in America. She was like, I'm building this for little Chris. I say little Chris, I don't think he was little at the time. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. And he has her business. He picked that up. So he gets that paycheck, and he was talking about he gets from his mum's asset that she built all these years ago. He says he gets £100,000 a month from this business that his mum built all these years ago, because she left this in his inheritance. So if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your loved ones. It is literally the most simplest business as well, because most people are sick of AI, they're sick of fakeness, they're sick of shopping online where nobody gives a rat's about them. When our customers come to us in arbonne, we have over 500 products that we can talk to them about, and our products are the best of the best. There's no disputing about that. That is an absolute fact. So when people come to us to discuss health problems, needing to increase their nutritional intake, makeup, skincare, baby care products, whatever it is that they're wanting to discuss, they're getting a real person that's not AI. We're having a real conversation with them, and we actually care. We actually care about what it is that they're telling us and what it is that they need. And then when they get their products, if they decide to order, we check in with them. So with my customers, I message them a couple of days later. Did your products all arrive okay? Yes, thanks, Danny, they did. And I'll say, right, do you know how to use them? And sometimes they'll say, yeah. And sometimes they'll say, no, I've got this skincare system. There's 5 products. I don't know what to do. And I'll say, don't worry, I'm going to go through it with you. And I help them. And I really want to make a difference doing this, because I bought a car. This has happened to me a few times actually, but the car's probably the best analogy. I bought a car, and the salesperson was all about the sale, made me feel amazing. I bought the car. They didn't drop the car off. Somebody else dropped the car off at my house, took my old one, and basically gave me the keys. And I was like, oh, I might have some questions. They were like, oh yeah, if you've got questions, don't worry, just ring the sales garage and they'll sort that out for you. I was like, oh, okay. Did that, never heard back from the person. And I had all these buttons in the car. I had no idea what they did, how to press them. Sometimes I accidentally put the car into cruise control when I'm driving, and I don't know how to get it back again. And I know I could probably just Google that, and I should do that. That is definitely something I should absolutely do. But my point being, if I had an arbonne consultant, I could ping them a quick message and say, oh, I keep accidentally putting the car into cruise control. How do you get it off? Or they would have messaged me when I got the car and said, right, how is everything? Is there anything you don't know? Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, there's 7 buttons. I've got absolutely no idea what to do. And you know, when people sell you something, this is why salespeople get a bad name, because they sell you something and they're all lovely until you've spent your money, and then you never hear from them again until they think you're ready for another sale a few years later. Whereas in Arbonne, it's not like that. It's about actually holding somebody's hand and giving a rat's about them and making sure that they know what it is that they've got, how to use it, and just making all the difference. So a lot of people in our team have got full-time jobs. Like, I mean, we had a girl on stage who has an incredible law degree. So we have people that have really, really great jobs, but they do Arbonne on the side of that because it's so simple to do. It's so simple. We're just talking to people about products that we get free training on and we learn about, and we consult them and we help them and we make sure that they're okay and they know what they're doing. And obviously we use the products ourselves as well, which makes a really big difference. I hate seeing people that sell stuff and I'm like, you don't even use that. You don't even use it. So all of the product, I mean, I'm not saying I use every single Arbonne product because there are like over 500, but if Arbonne make it, I use it. So for example, I don't use the problematic skincare range, but I absolutely recommend it for a customer that's got problematic skin. So if Arbonne make it, I use it. And I think that's the point. That's the point in this business. So anyway, we are going through an incredible campaign at the minute, September to Remember, where you can actually start your own Arbonne business. You can join our team and start Arbonne for a discounted rate, being able to buy your franchise, unbelievable. And you're going to get all the free getting started training straight away. If you want it straight away, most people do. And you're going to get a free gift, which I personally would pick the fizz sticks. They're worth £60. You're going to get a box of 30 fizz stick drinks for free. And you're going to get a box of biotic sticks for free, which I use. My kids use them. We absolutely love them. We rate them massively. So you're going to get those for free as well. When you join, I always have a conversation with my newbies and I say, look, we've got a team WhatsApp, we've got a team Facebook page. Would you like added in? Most people say yes, and that's great. We add them in and then we get started and I help them build their business and help them grow their customer base and learn, show them how to learn. When people have got started with me, I don't just drop them once I've opened the business. I still work. Like, for example, we have our team trainers on a Monday night. And it is online, but anyone that's local, I'm like, come to my house, we'll watch it online. So last night we had a house full and we had Emma here. Emma's been in the business for 11 years and we still work as closely together now as we did back then. So once somebody's got started, you're not like, right, that's it now. Like, we're still really close. We're still really close to each other. So I just want you to know that when you get started, you join the team, you're not just left on your own. You're absolutely scooped up and your presence is appreciated. Like, we love you being here. We want you to be involved as much or as little as you want. And there's no pressure either. There's no targets. There's no pressure. You do what you want to do. If you print off this list and you go for all this recognition, and that's your personal choice, but no one's telling you have to. Like, it's up to you what you do, which I love. Personally, I just absolutely love that about Arbonne. So, September to Remember, it is going to end, unfortunately. So, what I would suggest that you do is, if you've got questions, get your questions answered, and then just join me. All I'll do is I'll send you a link on where to join on my website as a consultant. But obviously, if you've got questions, I'll answer them. I can help you get started, and then you can be up for all those awards next year. Give me a little rest. I'll have a sit down. I'll have a little rest. That's it. Simple.